Hey everyone, instead of the usual goof right here, we wanted to comment on everything going on with the murder of George Floyd and the protests. The three of us know that what's important right now is for us to listen and, more importantly, support those who are speaking, whether that's through donations, speaking with a family member, joining a protest, or simply tweeting out that Black Lives Matter. We couldn't be more proud of the stance Skybound and Robert Kirkman have publicly taken, and hope that you can take the time to really listen to the voices that need to be heard right now. And if you do join the protests, be safe out there. Love you all. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to the Invincible Podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends get to talk all things Invincible, a comic book by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. I'm one of your hosts today. My name is Ryan. Joining me is TJ.
Hello, it's TJ.
And Bill.
Hi everyone, it's Bill.
What's going on?
And our fourth chair, Oliver, who you will hear in the background, who's my cat.
Maybe we'll get a little bit of Koba too.
No, I think he ran upstairs.
Oh. Aw. So I'm excited for this episode. We're going to be doing some more SuperFight. We haven't done that in, I checked, 2 years. Almost.
Whoa!
Almost to the day. 2 years since the last time we played SuperFight on this.
We're kind of assholes because people always ask us to do it, and we're like,
I know,
no,
right?
No, we're going to make you wait 25 episodes.
Yep.
That's weird to think that 2 years is 25 episodes, 24 episodes.
Have we been doing monthly
honestly,
for 2 years?
No, it's been like a year and a half or so. So it's actually been more than 25 episodes.
More than 25, yeah.
I could probably look up the actual episode number, but that's fine. But yeah, so we're going to do some SuperFight, some Invincible SuperFight, of course. We're also going to, there's an email from a listener that we're going to cover, and then we're going to continue our reread with Volume 21, Modern Family. No, it's not Volume 21. I think it's 22, and it's Reboot. I have that in my notes
Did
wrong.
you do the wrong reading, Ryan?
Uh-oh.
Do we need to reschedule?
Definitely
It's
not.
22,
No,
and it's Reboot.
Yeah,
and it's because I'm talking and there's noise, Oliver's fucking just going nuts. He's being annoying.
He just wants some loving.
I should beat him.
No.
Okay.
Only because I said no.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into some housekeeping stuff. You remember you can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. You can also find us at theinvinciblepodcast.com for a list of all the show notes or list of the episodes. We've got a chronological order for reading Invincible as well as all its tie-ins and everything like that up on there. Yeah, we are also the Oblivion Song podcast. And TJ, you've got an update on that, right?
I do. So, yeah, the issues obviously got postponed, just like every other comic, out there. But issue 25, with all the exciting variant covers and everything that comes along with it, got postponed until July 8th. So that's when issue 25 will come out. Our next episode will be on the 10th of July. But yeah, on the 8th, it'll be issue 25, all the variants. Help me out here. The
artist edition? Artist proof?
Not the artist proof. The artist proof.
I think it's the hardcover that comes out a little bit later.
I thought the hardcover came out the same...
It is.
The hardcover came out the same day?
The hardcover comes out the same day on July 8th. The artist proof issue 1 was delayed until July 15th.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to get issue 25, all the variants, and the hardcover all on July 8th. And then July 15th will be the artist proof issue 1.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very cool. I feel like I need to reread Oblivion Song. It feels like it's been so long since we read it, and I'm forgetting some of the stuff.
I think it's pretty fresh, though. Like, if you think about the last thing that happened, Nate got stranded in Oblivion. That's it. That's how it ended.
Yeah.
See?
That was such a good ending.
Yeah, it was.
So wait, is issue 25 the beginning of a new arc, TJ, or was it the...
It is.
Okay, so the last issue we read was the end of an arc.
Yes.
That's the end of that trade. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool. I'm excited for the hardcover too.
Which is also out in trade paperback form. The entire, all the way up to issue 24. So if you want to catch up, now's the time to do it.
That's right.
Super easy.
A couple news-related items in the Invincible universe. A small thing here. Germany had showed off the cover to the Free Comic Book Day of Invincible. I remember a while ago we were talking about whether or not it would be a different cover or something like that, but at least the German edition is just the standard cover, the issue 1 cover for Invincible, and there is a red dot kind of sticker in the corner in German that says from the creator of The Walking Dead and soon to be an animated series on Amazon Prime or something like that along those lines. So yeah, I wonder if we will still be getting our new Comic Book Day versions and when that is going to be, because I know they postponed it, but I'm not sure to when. So we'll see. TJ, you didn't get any of the issue 100 pages, did you?
No, I did not. When Felix went up with the Ryan Ottley original pages.
Yeah, they did it for issue 100. That was pretty cool, but I didn't get a chance to. I actually missed it. I was looking forward to trying to grab a certain page. I really wanted I want to say it was the second to last page, and I didn't get a chance. I was busy at work, and it was cool because I saw online that Corey Puga actually got that page, so that's really neat.
I feel like if I was a bigger Dinosaurus fan, I would have gotten something.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of cool Dinosaurus pages.
And that does it for any news-related stuff. Let's go into the letter that we had. So this comes from Dante Penora. He says, "Hello, Invincible Podcast. I wanted to write in to ask you guys, for your next podcast, what do you think would make a good teaser for the animated series that could interest people who have never heard of Invincible before? I think for a poster, an image of Mark flying towards the viewer with his invincible suit slightly damaged and a few droplets of blood flying off would be enough to intrigue people as to what this animated series could be about. What do you guys think should be in the actual teaser trailer that would interest people with enough to watch the series without giving away too much of the big initial twists?" I like this question.
I feel like you would have to. They wouldn't be able to give away really anything of the story, other than introducing like kind of snapshots of characters. Show a clip of the entire Guardians of the Globe in one shot, or like in action. Show Mark in Mark form, in Invincible form, him like really quickly like eyeing up Eve from afar, you know what I mean, and her with Rexplode, or you know what I mean, like, and then like he said, the droplets of blood, you got to show blood in the trailer to interest like the more, I guess the fandom that I'm assuming they're going for the more adult.
Yeah, I mean, they want to show that this is a mature show, that it is going to be
like The Boys. Right. Like, if I think what interested me with the Boys didn't really show the trailer was, I remember the trailer, it was Carl Urban talking, and he was like, "They're diabolical," and then it was like,
to the Spice
boom.
Girls.
Was it? One of them was, but it was just like,
Girls, and it was awesome.
It was just crazy shit happening.
Yes.
Like, it was just like blood, gore, crazy stuff, and you're like, "Whoa, I have to watch this." So I feel like that's not Invincible. It doesn't have to be anything
about the story.
That's not Invincible. Invincible isn't The Boys. It's not gratuitous for the sake of it,
I think we're going to get anything that would be in roughly the first episode, story-wise. We are going to get that this is a character, this is a teenage boy who just got his powers, his father's the greatest superhero, he's the protector of these things, and then disaster, something happened, like
imagine
there's a mystery, there's fighting, there's blood, and we don't know what happened, but we know that there's this new superhero on the scene that has this reputation, or at least has this legacy to live up to, and that something crazy happens.
I got it. I have the trailer in my head. It's going to start on a close-up of Mark's face, or just like of him, and he's standing on the roof, and he's going, okay, here we go. And he jumps off the roof and he floats and he's like, yes!
Yeah.
And then it's like flash panels of like him flying, fighting, throwing punches. And then it ends with a pan out of him sitting on the moon and you see Earth in the background.
I was literally going to say, as far as like teasing it though, I want that image. That has been the image in my head when I see like what this series is going to be. I want that panel, that 2-page spread of him on the moon.
The trailer will end with that for sure.
The trailer will have him jumping off the roof, flash-bang, poo-bam, not really any story, and then ending with him on the moon.
How about this?
I'll put money on it. I'll put
I hope.
How about this? The trailer starts with Nolan saying, "It's time you learn where you come from." And then throughout the entire...
And it's the panel of him, like, reaching out and talking to Mark.
Doing that.
And the entire trailer is his dialogue kind of in the background while it's showing snippets, and it'll cut to like Mark actually talking like here and there, like, "Hey Eve, I'm Mark," or you know what I mean, like, but then it'll always go back to Nolan in the background saying, "This is," you know what I mean, like as it's going.
That's a really smart way to trick the audience into thinking that they know more than what they think, you know what I mean? So then when the twist does happen, they're like, "Whoa, this wasn't what we were teased."
Yeah.
Just Skybound, I am available, or I can be available if you need a consultant.
I was going to say that's free. There you go. Just take it, use it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. I love it. I can't wait. That's the thing. I want there to be hype. I want there to be build up, and I don't. It's one of those things where I don't know if it's because it's Amazon or it's for whatever reasons we don't know, like the insides of how those deals work, but like whether or not Skybound can market it like that. Like, why can't they show concept art? Why can't they show, you know what I mean? Like but the same goes for video games or movies and stuff like that. Like all that kind of stuff is usually pretty tight-lipped until they're ready. So.
Yeah, I don't think they would ever want to show concept art of a series before it releases. Yeah.
But it makes sense. But exciting regardless. Thanks for for writing in, Dante. That was a great question.
So I think it's going to start on the roof, him breathing, jumping off and going, yes, and then flashbang and then ending on the moon. TJ thinks it's going to be a dialogue, like a monologue.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool if it was.
I think it could be. I think it could be. And then Ryan, you think it's just going to show some stuff?
I don't know. I like both of yours more than the third option, which I'll say is the third option, even though I like both of yours more, which is just music in the background to a bunch of scenes and clips of people talking.
Yeah.
But I like both of yours more.
Hip and trendy music, obviously, something that's on the radio right now.
Of course. Do you guys think that we will see a trailer before an image? What do you think we'll see first?
Oh, we'll see a trailer.
Yeah. You know what's weird?
So the very first thing we see of it will be a trailer, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It won't be a poster. Yeah. It won't be an ad. It won't be. Yeah.
The first thing that's released, so like the headline will be an image of like Invincible.
Yeah.
But it will lead to a
trailer.
That's the thing. Like this day and age, if you think about it, like F is for Family comes out, I think in 2 weeks, the 4th season. And they literally just released the trailer. Like there was no news on F is for Family.
And
this awesome animated show on Netflix, and it was a full like 4-minute long trailer, and then it comes out in 2 weeks. Like
that's what I was thinking about the other day when I was thinking about this question. And I was thinking like, as much as we've been saying like, hey, they should be showing stuff soon if it's coming out this year.
It doesn't happen anymore.
These days, people anytime there's a Netflix show or something like that, it's usually like, oh, that's next month. Like that is almost expected now. Whenever I see something like that.
It's not though. Wait, hold on. It is, but it isn't. It's like, okay, so 13 Reasons Why comes out tomorrow. They just released the trailer and announced the date last week. I understand that because it's the 4th season. But anytime it's the first season of a new show, they always promote it way earlier. Always. I'm telling you, we have the 10th anniversary of Skybound coming up. They're gonna announce it there. We're gonna see a trailer at 10th anniversary Skybound. That's my prediction. But it's still not gonna come out until like October.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, it wouldn't be. It makes sense that it wasn't in February. Like they don't, like most people, that window is more and more narrow than it used to be. We're saying, You know, like they wouldn't show something and be like, hey, here's the trailer for something coming out, you know, in 6 months. Typically, it's a pretty short window. At least lately it has been.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah.
To your point though, TJ, they might do it a little bit earlier because it's new. It's a new property. Like I'm trying to think of when did because The Boys season 1 just came out. So like when did the trailer for that come out? And when was it released? I feel like we could.
I feel like that was like 4 months or 4 to 6 months.
No way.
Yeah.
6 months?
We knew about it way in advance. We knew about it way in advance.
Do you think you'd be able to find the specifics of when the trailer came out? And probably.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Probably.
The Boys official trailer. You can keep talking.
I started a new thing. See what you guys think about this. Okay.
Drinking out of a coconut when you're home?
No. But I noticed that we have a lot of these moments in our both podcasts where like Ryan will be like, Bill and TJ, just start talking. And I've been coming up with like dead air random questions that we can ask while Ryan's doing whatever the fuck Ryan does.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you still looking it up, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm almost done though.
Okay. So Bill, random scenario question. You are at Popeye's Chicken, and I know how much you love Popeyes. And you see the man use tongs to put all of your food into its containers, except at the last second, the biscuit drops on the stainless steel counter, and he uses 2 fingers to quickly toss it into the box. What do you do?
I eat everything except for the biscuit.
You don't eat the biscuit?
No,
it was
I don't
just
think
2 fingers really quick.
This day and age, this is COVID-19 era, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
And you don't say anything to him?
Is he wearing no? Is he wearing a glove?
No, he's not wearing gloves.
I don't even know if I would eat the chicken then. I think I'd probably say right this day and age, I would probably say something to him like, "Bro, no thanks. Can you get me different ones and use the tongs?"
I would have done the first one that you said. I mean, he's not wearing gloves, but he used tongs to put the rest of it in there. I would have eaten everything but the biscuit and not said it to him.
Yeah, maybe I would do that. You've had some time to think on this, so
yeah,
that's a little unfair.
But it's more for
yeah, the shock value
for you.
Yeah,
it's for you, Bill. It's all for you. Ryan, do you have
Ryan? Did you find it?
I found that the teaser trailer, which showed like almost nothing, was released in October at New York Comic Con, and the show came out in July of the following.
Wow.
But that was not the first trailer. That was just a teaser.
Like a publicly released trailer. Like a publicly released trailer.
Yeah, it was on IGN. So that was. I'm still trying to find the first.
That's 8 months. That's 8 months.
Yeah. That's fucking forever.
Yeah. But again, that was just a teaser, and it was literally like a clip. There was no special effects. It was like a quick clip of someone talking.
But we haven't even gotten a teaser of Invincible yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that's probably what the Dante was his name. What was his name?
Yeah, Dante.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he was like talking about. Yeah. Like, what's the very first thing we'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe we were a little too optimistic about how long it would be.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is the first one. Either way, this is April, and it came out in July, so this one might be.
That's 3 months.
Yeah, that's as far back in Amazon Prime as I could find on their official YouTube. Nope. Here we go. Official teaser. This is January 24th, and it came out. Yep, this is the first one that we all saw. January 24th, and it came out July 7th. Yeah. Even though they said summer at the time. So yeah, either way. And it's always different, live action versus animated. All right, you guys ready for some SuperFight?
I'm so ready.
All right, so if anyone is a new listener and you haven't heard us play SuperFight before, SuperFight is a game put out by Skybound where you have a set of cards that are your characters and then another set of cards which are the attributes. So what will happen is I'll be the judge in this first go round. I will assign a character to Bill randomly, and then I will assign one to TJ. And they will argue over who would win that fight. And based on their arguments, I will decide the victor. But here's the catch. I will then randomly assign one attribute to each of their characters. This could be a good thing. This could be a bad thing. This could just basically, it's meant to throw a wrench in their argument. And we'll see where they land afterwards. So
I want to reiterate something that Ryan already said, but just to bring it up again so everyone is clear. If it's like a battle beast with a chainsaw versus like William with a ping pong paddle, like that doesn't mean it's over. It's about the argument.
Far from over.
If TJ makes a good point for William, yes. I might be like, well, you know what?
Exactly.
I'm not. If I mean, obviously, if you're listening to this and you haven't listened to SuperFight, then this will be your first foray. But I'll never forget walking 12 dogs or something like that. Yeah. Remember how debilitating it was when someone was so strong and then they were walking 12 dogs and we're like, well, wait, can they use the dogs as weapons? Or like, do you have to keep the dogs alive? Yeah. Shit gets crazy.
It does. Sure. All right. So, we're going to start this. And the other thing is, obviously, since we are doing this remotely, I have all the cards in front of me, and so I'll just be assigning one card to each. Traditionally in SuperFight, we would each have a couple cards, and we would kind of pick which one we think would be a better fighter. So there's other ways to play it and everything like that, but this is just how we're going to be doing it. So, all right. First up, it's going to be TJ and Bill, and this card is going to be assigned to TJ. Ready, TJ?
I'm ready.
You are Powerplex.
Ooh.
Oh, damn.
Bill, I'll take Powerplex all fucking day.
Bill, you are...
Okay.
Conquest.
Fucking right I am.
Whatever.
All right. Okay. But now we get an attribute, right?
I mean...
Do we argue and then get an
first.
attribute?
No, you can argue first. I mean...
There's no argument. Conquest would laugh. The only thing you might be able to do, TJ, is like debilitate my electronic arm. But other than that, that's gone. But I would be butt naked and be able to crush your head in 5 seconds. You can't fly very fast.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, though, Conquest would be bored of Powerplex, always crying, always blaming everybody else for his problems. He wouldn't even give two shits about Powerplex, and then Powerplex would come out of nowhere and grab his face and just electrocute the shit out of him. Dead. Over.
And nothing would happen.
You're welcome, Mark.
Conquest would be so bored, you're right, that he wouldn't even toy with Powerplex like he would with everybody else. He would just karate chop him in half.
I got to interject because I love how, TJ, you said that Conquest would just cry, and it's like literally every issue that Powerplex is in. Oh, okay. I was gonna say like Powerplex is the one that cries. Okay. All right.
Oh, sorry.
Here's the random attribute. Powerplex can't see. So he's blind. Versus Conquest. You need something really bad.
Who has another eye?
Yeah, who has extra. Is carrying a baby.
He doesn't care. The baby's Monster Girl.
Which is ironic. We've seen Conquest carrying a baby before.
How do you know whose baby it is? It could be the heir of Argyle. You don't know. Maybe he's been sent to protect it. Maybe it's one of Thrag's children. You don't fucking know.
Do you know the things that you can accomplish whilst holding a baby in one arm? You can do so much. You can walk a dog. You can drive a car if you wanted to, if you're really irresponsible.
Bill, have you ever held a baby and protected it from lightning? No.
From blind lightning? From someone who, like, if I'm just like very quiet and the baby's sleeping, I'm pacifying the baby like, oh, shh, you know what I mean? All I would have to do is just sneak up behind you and squeeze your head and you're dead.
I'll just fucking light up the whole area. I don't give a fuck.
And you know what?
Shit.
And that's how you kill your family, Powerplex. That's how you do it.
Too soon.
Do I shuffle these back in, or we just put them off to the side, right?
I'd put them off to the side.
Yeah.
Wait, so who won that round, Ryan?
I mean, come on. Come on.
Right. It wasn't evenly matched enough for sure.
Not even close. All right. So this is going to be now me versus TJ, and Bill is the judge.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Who gets the top card, Bill?
We're gonna go with, since You, Ryan, since you're the newcomer.
Okay. I am the child of, and I draw 2. So I am the child of Mike Tyson
Oh boy.
and Yeti. Yeti is a child. This is wrong.
Yeah, Yeti's a juvenile.
And then that makes TJ Red Rush. All right.
So the equivalent of Flash, right? There's nothing to... Okay.
So, I mean, it's in my blood. I'm a pretty good fighter.
Yeah, but you can't even see me. I just come up out of nowhere.
But I'm also a Yeti. What are you gonna do? You don't have super strength. You're gonna come up to me really quick, and then do what?
Plant a bomb in your fur.
Get punched.
And run away.
Get punched. No. I mean, you can't just say you plant a bomb. Like, where did you get a bomb from?
That is true, TJ. You can't have bombs.
You can't just, you don't have bombs. It's just you. I have a shield. I have a bomb-proof jacket. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can run up and just snap your neck without you even know that I'm coming.
You're not super strength. You don't have super strength.
It doesn't matter.
Plus, I'm Yeti. I don't have a neck.
TJ can snap Ryan's neck right now.
No, you get close. I'm taking an ear. At least one.
Good one. I was waiting for it because Mike Tyson. Yeah, and then your equilibrium's all off, TJ. And you're tripping around like a moron.
You're crazy. Really? You're gonna go that direction, Bill?
I think we all know what was gonna happen when I was the judge, TJ.
Red Rush would fucking wreck Yeti and Mike Tyson, even as separate people.
Who gets the top?
Son of...
Who gets the top?
All right,
card?
so we're gonna give TJ the first attribute card.
Okay. So, Red Rush with TJ. What's with you? With no depth perception. All right, and I am the child of Mike Tyson and Yeti. I'll call myself Mikey, and I have. I'm armed with a freeze ray, which completely counters your super speed. But you're not moving fast if you're frozen.
All I
need to keep shooting around me.
All I need to do is see you from afar, and just pinpoint you, and like
you can't see me from afar.
Huh?
How are you gonna see me from afar? You bringing binoculars to this fight too?
I can see you from afar. I can see you. I mean, like not like super far away, but I mean as far as a human being can see from far away. Yeah.
I know which way you're coming. I know which way you're coming.
Not if I see you first, bitch.
All right, that's all I got.
That's the argument?
That's the argument. Man, no depth perception. You didn't even bring that up. You can't. Yeah. You can't find me.
That's. I mean, TJ. Even if you like, I understand what you were saying. You could just put him in your line of sight, and then just run really fast at him as fast as you can. It doesn't really matter if you have depth perception. But he has a freaking freeze ray. So if you're that far away, he can just ice up. You know what I mean?
But I can still run around. It's not like I'm like stuck. I can only run in one direction.
I can
still run around.
That is true.
I'm going to say Yeti and Mike Tyson with a freeze ray.
Yes.
Who would have thought that, you son of a bitch?
All right, TJ.
Sorry, TJ.
I see how it's going to go. I see.
That's okay. I'm going to lose this round because you're the judge.
All right.
All right, TJ. TJ, you're the judge. Me versus Bill. Who gets this character card on top?
Ryan will go first.
All right. I am 3 Reanimen.
Okay.
So you're going to be fighting against 3 Reanimen.
I could
You don't know who you are
yet.
yet.
What are you, original Reanimen or invincible Reanimen?
I think it's safe
just
to say
original.
Original. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless my modifier card is Viltrumite, in which case I'm 3 Viltrumite Reanimen. And Bill, your character is a vampire. I have no blood.
I am Zachariah, though.
Zachariah is a card in here, but I guess you can claim that.
I'm just going to say that I'm like Zachariah, so I have Zachariah's abilities, and Zachariah could turn to mist and outsmart, outwit, outmaneuver
Reanimen. What are you going to do, kill me?
Well, yeah, why not? I don't
can't kill
have to
me.
suck your blood. All I have to do is take my nails and go like this. I could obviously backhand a woman and snap her neck in half. Not saying that I would. I'm saying I'm referencing Wolfman just so everybody knows. Like I'm not.
Yeah, if anybody hasn't read Wolfman,
I'm
that's
just not
pretty
pulling that
pretty.
out of the air. Right.
Damn. Yeah, you are pretty strong. But there's three of me. Three of me held down Invincible and gave him a hard time.
Yeah, but Rhiannon are like
in the sewer.
Are like.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we held Invincible down.
Invincible could burst out of Rhiannon like not how many? I mean, he just destroyed how many countless original Rhiannon? Countless.
I don't know.
I think we need the attributes because right now there's no way
TJ,
that three Rhiannon can fight.
Who
Ryan gets
first
the
one?
first attribute.
I am 3 Rhiannon that are really, really stupid.
They already are.
Which doesn't it really change much. Bill, you're a vampire that screams names of attacks before using them.
It doesn't matter. You're so stupid. You wouldn't even care.
It doesn't mean.
You just be you. What I imagine is the 3 dumb Rhiannon just standing there, not knowing what to do, not having any motives,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then me
Being stupid doesn't mean that you're deaf. You can still.
You're a judge,
hear.
TJ.
You can still hear.
TJ, you're a judge here.
You also weighed in
I think if
when
I
me
was,
and Ryan were arguing.
I think if it was 1 Rhiannon, I wouldn't even. I don't stand a chance. I think my strength is in numbers, and they are very strong.
But you're stupid. You're so you're stupid to begin with, and you're extra stupid. So like, I really feel like I, as a human being, could probably somehow, if I had like a gun, I could hold my own against 3 Rhiannon. They don't have super speed or anything like that. I can turn into mist. I can turn into a bat, and like really confuse the 3
But you
enemies.
have to say what you're gonna do. But I'm turning into a bat, and then turn into a bat.
Yeah, but they're so stupid that doesn't matter, TJ. It almost like it's like this fight was destined to happen. He's like the Sokka of vampires, like air slice.
How dare you? How
What?
dare you? Calling Sokka stupid.
Boomerang attack. I'm not saying I'm saying like the vampire is like Sokka because he has to announce his attacks. I vote I win as a vampire.
You're not a judge.
That
TJ,
wait,
it's
what's
your
my
call.
oh TJ, be realistic here. Come on, man. You're gonna disappoint a lot of fans.
As much as I was fighting for
I
Ryan
know.
to have a better argument,
I don't have one. I mean, honestly, 3 Rhiannon can hold down Invincible. I should be, but I'm really stupid. No,
oh,
he is very strong.
Do you guys hear Koba going
yeah.
crazy? Oh, okay.
Wolfman.
All right, it is now
you know.
TJ versus Bill.
Well, I'll give that to Bill.
Top card to Bill.
Whoa.
No, I was saying I was giving
Oh,
the round
yeah.
to Bill because I never officially said it.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
I'll take the top card still.
Now Ryan is the judge.
That's right. Bill, you are. Oh man, another draw one. Bill, you have Robot's brain in the body of Duplicate.
Oh wow. Wait, because robot, that's just like being robot because he has
Yeah.
an infinite amount of robots.
TJ, you are
Fuck this.
Conquest.
What?
I thought you put him back. I thought you put him to the side.
There are 2 Conquests and 2 Invincible in there. I can redraw if you want. But originally,
want,
when
TJ.
we played this, we go through cards more quickly, and I wanted there to be better fights.
No, we'll keep him.
You want to keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, go figure.
I don't know. I'm the judge. I can't say anything. Go for it.
I mean, you don't have very much of an argument other than saying your conquest. Like,
That's
conquest.
a pretty strong argument.
Right. But however, Robot having the power to instantly duplicate himself
No, keep in mind.
an infinite amount of times. He could overwhelm him, not to mention the other duplicates could be like distractions, and like you have robots' brain power here that we're talking about.
Yes, but you are not an infinite amount of robots. You are infinite amount of duplicates.
Yeah.
And Conquest would just fly and mow you the guys the fuck down.
He would be
mow
overwhelmed.
You down.
He would be overwhelmed eventually.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would be.
He would destroy.
Conquest isn't like he's not infinite. Like he can't just like continue. He will get tired eventually. Like he will eventually get tired. And Robot is so smart that he will just keep throwing duplicates at him over and over and over again until he gets a little bit tired, and then all he'll do is smother him with like another huge planet-sized mound of duplicates.
No, it would take like a million years for him to get that tired, because literally all he would have to do is touch one of the duplicates and they fucking die.
Yeah,
no,
it would
touch them. Just touch them.
It would be a long battle. It would be a long battle.
And then duplicate would eventually tire out.
No,
she's still human.
Every new clone, every new duplicate has fresh stamina. Every single new one.
I'm adding attributes.
Okay.
Who gets the first one?
I'll take it.
No. Okay, fine. I got the first card, so that's fine.
All right. Conquest is covered in spikes.
Oh, that doesn't help me at all.
All right, and Robot's brain inside duplicate is infected with the Scourge virus.
Oh, you're dead, TJ.
What?
You're dead.
You have the Scourge virus.
I'm infected with the Scourge virus, but a human, I wouldn't be affected by the Scourge virus. You're a freaking Viltrumite. All I would have to do is throw a bajillion duplicates at you.
No. Listen.
Yes.
Bill, hold on. Ryan is saying the attribute is that you are infected with the Scourge virus. You can't say, well, I'm not infected with the Scourge virus because I'm human. No, the attribute is that you are infected with the Scourge virus.
Okay.
You have the virus.
Okay.
You have it.
So
yes,
so
Bill has
a normal a normal human, but I'm not a Viltrumite, and it wasn't designed to kill.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have
Listen, the Viltrumite, the Scourge virus does not kill humans. It doesn't. It doesn't kill any other race other than Viltrumites. That's why they can release it. But in this scenario, it does,
because you have it. The Scourge virus kills. When you get it, it kills you. That's what it does. The virus kills you.
I'm infected with it. I have it. I have it inside my body. I'm infected with it. Just like I could have COVID-19 but not be symptomatic. You know what I mean? Like I could still have it. I could still be a carrier. Just like in 28 Weeks Later, how the mom was immune to the virus because she had the red or the blue and the green eye, remember? And then when she kissed her husband, she was still a vector for it, so she infected him, but she was never turned into a rage monster because she's immune. The Scourge virus does not kill humans. You can be infected with it.
But in this case, because you are infected,
right? I'm infected.
You can't be infected with something and not have the side effects of it.
Ryan, you're the judge. What do you think of this? Because I'm telling you right now, duplicate.
I made that card with the intention of it being, something to combat all the Viltrumites in this deck. I would say infected, just like you can be infected and not symptomatic. I'd say that Bill is not sick. However, he still has it, and even if you play it as him being sick, I think Bill's point, or the point he should be making, stands the same.
That is the point that I'm making. Is that I'm just going to throw a billion infected.
Whether he's sick, so he has 1,000 sick duplicates with Robot's brain.
But the Scourge virus is not going to kill. You're infected with it, sure. You can infect me with something that I'm naturally immune to, and I'm still a carrier for it. I'm still a vector for it.
I disagree with how the cards are being taken, because I think that's going to play like. When you made that card, you made it if a Viltrumite were to take it to be I'll ask this. When you made that card to be a negative on the person that drew it.
Yes.
Not to be a positive on the person that drew it.
No, I never thought it would be used as a positive. I only ever thought it would only be a negative against Viltrumites.
But now you're saying that you're seeing it as a positive.
Yeah.
Here's for me, the way negative for you.
I have my ruling. My ruling is that it's a draw. I think you both die. I think there's no way that duplicate, whether she's sick or not, can survive Conquest covered in spikes. There is
Well,
no
one
way.
argument that I never even got to say is
But
what are your
is
what are your
literally
duplicates
licking his lips.
What are your duplicates going to even do? You can't are you going to all jump on me? I'm covered in spikes.
Yeah. No, there's
Yeah,
no way.
but all it takes is me to hide my zero somewhere, or even be on the battlefield but be forever away, hidden under a rock or a tree. And then, but I'm still infected with the scourge virus. Wait.
I can search the entire world. How long did it take Conquest to find Invincible when he got to Earth?
It doesn't matter. How long did Invincible get after he got sprayed in the face with scourge virus? Did he become incapable of flight or anything else? Like 5 minutes? So all I would have to do is throw clothes at you for 5 minutes, not even, and then you're brutally infected because I throw myself at you with spikes covered on you. Blood is all over you. You're breathing and breathing in and sucking in the blood everywhere, every orifice of you. You are infected. 5 minutes later, you're on the ground, and now I just wait for you to die. And
all I would have to do is mow you down, though. That's all I have to do. I wouldn't even have to. Now that I'm covered in spikes, I wouldn't even have to lift an arm. I would just fly.
You wouldn't be able. You wouldn't. All I would have to do is hide my zero. That's all I would have to do.
How is Duplicate gonna kill me? Like, you can't kill me though.
I wouldn't have to.
You're still human.
I would sacrifice my infected clones, it's like throwing a water balloon filled with the scourge virus over Conquest.
Brian, make your judgment. Brian.
I hate this. This is legitimately tough. Like,
I'm so right. I'm so right.
Like, Conquest will kill Duplicate. I feel like even if Duplicate hit her zero, like, the only way Bill wins this is if Duplicate can hide her zero long enough for Conquest to not find it, and the Scourge virus doesn't infect Duplicate, which is a way that we can interpret the card. So I'm saying it's a draw. I'm saying that neither of you win because I think
you can't do that.
I am. You both die. Bill, you're literally saying it's a suicide mission for your character.
It's a suicide mission for my clones.
Ah.
You really think that with the amount of clones that I would be able to duplicate myself with, that I wouldn't be able to at least slow down Conquest a little bit, like to where he's just a little slower, not to mention he's consistently getting more and more infected
but
with the scourge virus.
You're talking about it Duplicate like she's invincible, or like not invincible, like in the sense of the word invincible, not the superhero.
She's not.
Like, she's not invincible like that.
All I have to do is clone a clone of my clone and just keep doubling. But
if we want to go that deep into it, I could just wait for you to die of old age.
No, not even that.
You have the scourge virus. You're dead in 5 minutes.
Not even that.
But I won't fight you.
Komodo Dragon took out Duplicate. She couldn't multiply fast enough to even stop him, and that's Komodo Dragon. Like,
fine, then I took you out with me, dude, because I'm infected with the scourge virus. I throw myself at you. You get blood in your eye, and your mouth, and your ear, and you're dead.
Or I cover. You know what?
Conquest has a visor.
No. You know what I do? I just wear a face mask.
I was gonna say, yeah, you wear a KN95 face mask.
N95.
M95.
Or whatever it is, yeah.
All right, who's up? It's me versus Bill? Or is it me versus TJ?
It was me. It's me and you, Ryan.
All right, Bill, who gets the top card?
TJ can have the top card this time.
All right, TJ, you ready?
Mm.
You are Anan.
Ooh.
Or
you mean
Onan.
Onan.
I am Mohawk Mark.
Oh, this is a good fight. Except Mark crushed.
Except I literally killed you.
Neck.
Yeah, but you're crazy.
Right there. Yeah, I know. I probably would have killed you quicker.
TJ, you're gonna want to put up a better fight than that. Be like, yeah, you'd kill me.
No, Onan is smart. He's calculated. He was raised by Thrag. Come on. He's raised by Thrag. He knows.
I'm pretty sure I overthrew Thrag and put him on the run with his rebels.
You overthrew Thrag?
In that dimension.
All we know is that Thrag has his rebels.
How do we know that was you, though? We don't know that was you.
I'm the one in charge.
Mark.
I'm the leader.
You know what? I'm saying for sake of the argument that it wasn't you. I win.
Attribute?
Who got the first card? TJ did, right?
Yes.
So, Ryan, you can get the first attribute.
I am Mohawk Mark, and I am narcoleptic.
Oh, my God.
This is not good for me.
Narcoleptic, for those people that don't know, is that you just fall asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anand has no legs.
I don't need legs. I can fly.
That's so true.
I don't need legs. I just wait until
Man,
I just wait it out.
It won't take me long. It won't take me long. I won't even fall asleep. I'll take a little nap after I.
You don't
I
have
pop your head off.
control over it. It's not like narcolepsy is not you getting really tired. Narcolepsy is you're fucking sleeping now.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, but
so all I gotta do is hide out or wait out until you fall asleep, and then I come in and I do what I gotta do.
I have super speed in flight too.
Yeah, but you fall asleep. You're gonna fall asleep and just hit the ground.
Have we didn't see? Is it Anand or Onan?
Onan. According to Robert Kirkman, when we met him, he yelled at us and told us that it's Onan.
Onan.
Have we seen him actually kill a Viltrumite or do any kind of legitimate damage to anyone that was of power? Like, not really. Like, did he break a leg?
No, that was Ursel broke off Eve's leg. He chased Mark down while he was holding on to Terra.
That's right. So he's quick.
I think he might have killed Edie.
The robot?
Yeah, it was either him or Ursel. I remember. Yeah. I don't know, TJ. I mean, you gotta hope I fall asleep randomly.
I think the narcolepsy fucks you up. It fucks you up.
I do think, Ryan, that Onan is fast enough to stay away from Mohawk Mark until he falls asleep, and then he's done. Doesn't matter if he has no legs.
Look how long it took for Mark to get to his full speed, like, potential. Mohawk Mark can fly, and like you're saying, you have to wait out him. Can Anand keep up? Onan, Well,
Anand, when we saw him, was after Mohawk Mark even existed, so that was before Mark was even at his full speed. So when we knew Onan, he was pretty quick. He was fast enough to keep up with Mark, to catch up to Mark.
Mohawk Mark is also very stupid and gullible, and I can say, let's take over this world together, and then gain his trust, and then wait for him to fall asleep.
The two of them would absolutely be buddies.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that as unrealistic, because if it was Mohawk Mark next to Onan, Mohawk Mark would beat him all day long. Yeah. But this is a prime example of where the attributes just totally screw you, because narcolepsy, it doesn't matter. Like, narcolepsy isn't like you're going to fall asleep in a day or like, an hour. It means that within minutes you're going to fall asleep. So I really do believe, and unfortunately TJ has to win this round because it's logical. First one of the night.
It's all good. All right. So that makes TJ the judge for Bill and I. TJ, who gets the first character card?
You went first last time I did it, so we'll give it to Bill.
Ready, Bill?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Bill, you are Kaboomerang.
Okay.
Uh-oh. And I am Omni-Man.
Conquest.
Who are you?
Omni-Man.
Come on.
It might as well be Conquest.
Yeah.
Wait. What do we know about Boomerang? That he's actually telepathic, right?
Yeah, Kaboomerang is slightly telepathic. Telekinetic. He controls. Yeah, he controls
things
where they
with
go.
his mind.
Yeah.
So he can.
He throws explosive boomerangs and controls them with his mind.
But he can control more than with his mind, probably, right?
Not that I know.
Would you say that he's like a weak telekinetic person? Like, that's all he can do. I think
it's pretty subtle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't stand a chance unless.
Yeah, this is an attribute changer. TJ, who gets it?
TJ.
Bill.
Bill, you are Kaboomerang, and this is funny because you actually throw bears.
Exploding bears.
You throw bears.
Fascinating.
So it's kind of great that he actually throws bears because he's pretty good at it. So do you think he controls the bears telekinetically as well?
Absolutely. All of his, yeah.
And Omni-Man is only 6 inches tall.
So that's half a foot.
Yes.
A bullet is still deadly.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I'm
So
essentially a bullet.
I think that actually helped you, Ryan.
I am harder to see coming.
I think that if I were to hit you... No, wait a minute.
Am I as indestructible? Do I have
bears that I throw and that I can subtly manipulate with my telekinetic powers, and they also explode. So a 6-inch, I feel like I wouldn't be able to see you unless you were really like close. I'm looking at around my room right now, and things that are 6 inches, like if they were moving fast, like Omni-Man could, I would have a difficult time.
Yeah.
But I could surround myself. I could surround myself with bears to create a buffer, and the bears would explode once you go through them. So that would hurt you. You wouldn't necessarily want to do that.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on
how indestructible I am.
How well, I mean,
because an explosion is not going to hurt me.
He flew through a planet. Like that would be like flying through a bear if the planet exploded. I don't know. TJ, I think you have all the information that you need. I'm giving you my best option, man. I surround myself with bears that explode, and I'll occasionally throw one if I see a blur. Like, oh, what was that? And throw a bear at it.
I think we all have the information that we need, Bill.
Sorry, Bill.
Oh.
Do I get it, TJ?
You do.
Yep. All right. So that was 2 full rounds. We gonna do any more, or are you gonna go into the rereader?
We can hit up the rereader.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep wanting more. 25 more episodes.
I'd like to. I always enjoy this, and there is a huge stack of cards here that we didn't even get to. I feel like we should do like one an episode, just one SuperFight, and I feel like we talked about that last time. So maybe in 2 years we'll decide to finally start doing one per episode. It's tempting. I just want to flip this over and see who's it going to be. Oh, it's Pikachu. All right, let's move on.
Who would he have fought? Who would Pikachu have fought?
He would have fought Shapesmith.
That's interesting. That's a fight I would like to see with some attributes too.
Pikachu versus Powerplex would be a good one.
That could have happened.
They just stand there and just keep zapping each other.
Well, who has the greatest resistance, I guess. All right, let's grab my copy here. I thoroughly enjoyed rereading Reboot. It was a lot of fun.
Me too. I read it.
121. So let's see. Volume 22, Reboot. Issues 121 to 126.
The cover of this trade paperback, Omni-Man on the front, is fucking sick. The colors, I love this cover.
Mm-hmm. It is really cool. I love the background. Like how it's just that the way it's colored. It's really cool.
Yeah, the blood on the walls.
Mm-hmm.
The walls? The floor?
Oh, the floor. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm. Just the blood on the floor.
Oh, I'm still talking about the cover of the trade.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the cover of the issue. Yeah,
and I'm using my hardcover. Show me
so we're all talking about different things.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show. Can you see the screen?
If you hold it up right up to the camera.
A little bit.
No, hold it
right up to the camera.
No.
Yeah, pull.
And then let it adjust. There we go. Oh yeah.
Oh, the spaghetti monster is right there, front and center.
And Adam Eve with the Teen Team. Like that. You're right. Yeah, the cover of this trade paperback is great.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, I have the hardcover in front of me, and I could have just pulled that up, TJ, because it's in the back.
We have that.
Yeah, I can see that inside the thing.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, great cover. But the cover of 121 is cool, which I thought you were talking about, TJ. The blood all over Immortal.
Yeah, this was actually available on Ryan Ottley's store back when he had his own store for like years, and then someone snatched it. Mm-hmm. I always regret not getting one of these.
Oh, a cover?
Yeah.
Especially back then when they were affordable.
Yeah, exactly, when they were a little cheaper.
Yeah. So yeah, starts off cold open with Robot just destroying an army of duplicates. What do you know?
Look at that. And some are getting away. All it takes is one.
That is ironic that it is Robot fighting Duplicate, and that was your card.
Wow, that is
Duplicate. That's how we start.
Strange.
It was Conquest fighting Duplicate.
No, I know, but...
No, but Robot's brain and Duplicate, yeah.
I remember reading this for the first time and thinking that this was like another dimension or something, like just because of how crazy it started out.
Just that cold open like that?
Yeah.
Now,
like all the duplicates, all just skeletized and like blown apart and stuff. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So Immortal did this to get caught. So he planned this, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy to me because his kids were there. You know what I mean?
No. He was there with Duplicate. Oh, you mean like why would his kids have been there?
Yeah.
Like
if I
wherever
was
they
planning
were
on
fighting,
getting caught. You know what I mean?
or fighting at all. Why would your kids be there?
Well, maybe it was more of a like, we're gonna get caught eventually, and then when we do,
This is the plan.
We're gonna have a plan.
Yeah.
So who do we have? So we have he gets to the jail cell. There's Knockout, Yeti, and Monax in the background, and then he also walks past the cell of that's Monax.
It's not Knockout though. That's Outrun.
Outrun. Goggles. You're right. Yep. So
But as
Brit, Monster Girl, Chupacabra,
Pegasus and Lebruza,
and then Kaboomerang.
Yep.
Right, as he's walking, he looks up to the like the scaffolding, and he sees fucking what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank? Sinclair.
Mm-hmm.
And they just like exchange this look, and then nothing is said because of what Mark told the Immortal, basically saying that Sinclair is on your side if you need him.
Yeah.
He's like kind of undercover, like low key against Robot.
Yep. And Bulletproof is the one that's turning him in, basically walking him in, and they're talking about how, like, Bulletproof is talking about how, like, you're gonna be on the wrong side of history with this. Like, this is the right way. Rex has actually changed things for the better. But meanwhile, he's walking past everybody, and Immortal says, "Okay, everybody, it's time. Everyone to the back of your cells," and he explodes.
Planted a bomb within his stomach.
Yep. So this damaging the prison cells. Xandel gets his face burned off, literally becoming Two-Faced, and everyone escapes. So we got Britt and Amanda transforms. I love Immortal reaching out to Amanda, saying, "I don't see my legs. Have somebody grab my legs." There's a great moment with Monax offering to help fight against Robot.
Oh, wow.
They go down, and all the robots come out to try and stop them from escaping. And then out of nowhere, a whole bunch of Reanimen show up and start fighting the robots. And it's because of Sinclair that let them loose and is helping them escape.
Mm-hmm.
The best part was freaking Monster Girl grabbing
This
Britt
is the best part, for sure.
and using him as like a mace. Like she's just swinging him through the crowd of robots, and they're just being destroyed.
Yeah, just this indestructible senior citizen being swung around by this monster destroying all.
And he told
robots.
her to do it. He's like, "We have a clear path. Do it."
Yep. Which she knew what he meant, which means they've talked about this before.
Yep.
And then Sinclair says, "Wait, I have an idea. This should buy us the time that you need." And he turns the entire facility into the White Room. So all you see are robots, just a crowd of robots, because everybody else is basically invisible to the robots.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they escape.
Yep. Rex is obviously flipping out, yelling at D.A. Sinclair, and telling him his punishment will be severe. But D.A. Sinclair meanwhile, this whole time has been in a rocket, and he had climbed in and is launching out to escape. We see Zandal, who's now burned. His face is badly burned, his arm's badly burned, and Rex says, calm down, we can fix it. And he says, no, I deserve this. This reflects better who I am on the inside. And Zandal says, that's not what I'm talking about. In regards to Rex thinking that he meant, that they're doing good things. But so that's kind of that callback to what happened with his parents and everything like that. So, this image of Britt walking with the hood up and sneaking into their base, it always reminded me of old man Captain America, like Nomad Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they're in a base with Sinclair. There's like a little exchange between Monax and Monster Girl. But the cool thing that I really like about all this is how prominent the Guardians are in this issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like the everyone is here. It's mostly the Guardians. Like this is mostly an issue about the Guardians.
Oh yeah, this was a break from the craziness that was going on with Invincible, and I remember thinking like, man, it has been so long since we've seen Earth and what's going on Earth, and so this was a really great issue to kind of catch up on that and to see what happened. But I liked the reference to D.A. Sinclair being fascinated by Immortal and how he's like, oh, you just have to put most of me together and I come back to life. And Monax telling Amanda that she's a good person. It's always weird how Monax calls her father even when she's Amanda and not Monster Girl. It's funny. So yeah. But this issue ends with Britt basically talking to the rest of the Guardians, saying how, the world is a better place. Have you been outside lately? Like everything is better, and it was Rex. He saved the world. We don't have to stop fighting anymore. That was always the goal for us, was to stop fighting, and he did it.
And some time has gone by since they, pulled off that heist or the escape from the Pentagon. So it was basically Britt. I think he's been thinking about this for a while, and I'm really seeing the good that has come from what Robot has done or has been doing.
Yep.
So they talk about it for a while, and they kind of argue the subject. And Britt says, "Look around you. He's doing good." And then out pops Rex through one of the portals and says, "I'm glad to see you're coming around."
Now, he says, I have eyes and ears everywhere in regards to how he showed up.
So would you say that there's a mole?
Would you say there's a mole?
I think that's probably what that means. Because, if he had bugs in the room, I don't think he would have said, I have eyes and ears. Well, he could have meant that.
Yeah, I guess so.
It could be bugs there, yeah.
I like, Best Tiger, Britt says, you can talk anything else and it's over. Best Tiger. And then you see Best Tiger. You only have to say the word.
So awesome. So awesome.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but Rex basically says, you've seen what I've done. You've seen how much, good you can do by working together with me. And he offers a truce and allows some of them to come along, and some of them choose to stay. Rex says, I won't hunt you down. I won't try and find you. You just, if you don't attack me, I won't attack you, basically. Just, and
just like that, splits them up.
Yeah.
Instantly.
Yeah. So who remains is Amanda, Immortal, Duplicate, D.A. Sinclair, Best Tiger, and Outrun. So, Yep. It's a good issue. And we don't get to see them until the end, until the very final issue.
Really? That's the last time we see...
I think it is. We see Rex again a bunch of times. Oh no, I guess we see Bulletproof. But no, we don't really see much of the Guardians until the final issue. That's where it's left. Which, knowing what we know, isn't that far off. I mean, that they all kind of revolt against him at the end. So
Oliver's funeral. Where is that at?
That's on Telescria.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're definitely not there.
All right, issue 121. I'm sorry, 122. This issue starts off with Alan talking to the council and talking, like, giving the update on finding Thrag, and that's their priority. One interesting thing is, well, obviously there's what's her face, Representative Elia, who we get to see talk back to Alan in this issue. And
who has a voice like this?
Yes.
Space Racer's report mentioned that planet.
Yes. And I love how she says, "I won't allow for this behavior to continue." And Alan's like, "Yeah, I'm so worried." And then we later find out that she does actually attack him. But an important thing is she says the name of the planet. This hasn't happened yet. We always thought it was Thraxia.
Thraxa.
It's not. It's Mantia. She says
Oh my god.
Right?
Wait. Where does she say it? In her whole spiel?
Yeah, the first thing she says on the second page. Space Racer's report mentioned that planet Mantia was chosen by Thrag because of its genetic makeup of its people.
That was an invincible trivia question.
Oh, but even I would have gotten that one wrong. Where
did we come up with Thraxa?
Because they're Thraxans, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's
so we
like
just
we're
assumed
humans,
it was.
So
I
our
guess...
planet is called Huma, or like.
Yeah. I don't know why we thought that, unless it is somewhere
Mantia.
and I'm wrong, and he changed the name or something. But I could have sworn it was Thraxia.
I swear I've seen that written somewhere. We couldn't have just made that up.
Guys, we made up a lot of stuff that because we say it so much. Like,
but that one, I mean, that's like,
right?
I feel like that's really specific.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, after that argument, because she talks about the breeding camps and blah 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 blah. After that argument, oh shoot, what was his name? Mock. I think this is General Mock.
Because what was Battlebeast's name? Thok. Thok. Okay.
Yeah. So this is General Mock. He comes in, apologizes on Representative Elia's behalf, and Alan says, yeah, don't worry about her. It's all good. And says that I haven't spoken with you. I'm sorry for your loss. I've heard of the death of Battlebeast. And he says, I know how important he was to your people. Mock says, yes, and he will be missed. And Alan says, were there any others like him? And Mock says, never, but there is the prophecy of another. And that's where that is left.
That's where that freaking seed was planted and drove us mad.
Yep, until the final issue. So we're getting close, guys. We only got 3 more after this. So after that, we've got Alan with Oliver and Alan. Alan's been a little distant lately. He's been trying to help out Mark and Eve in adjusting to the planet, and he's been sending them to all the wrong places and everything like that. And
this was actually really funny.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, Mark, did you go to the Greenlands like I suggested? And he's like, yeah, it was. And then it shows like a flashback of them fighting those monsters that you see on the cover. And then Alan's like, oh, crap, I forgot that it was Thoric season.
Mm-hmm.
Just a funny little thing there.
They talk about how they're going to be going to a show tonight, and then that's where we see next with yet another thing that drove us mad. It shows them, Mark, Eve, and Tara on their way to the theater. I guess we'll call it a theater. And this is when that beggar asks for help. And Eve says, no, let's just keep walking. We don't know what this is about. That he's probably just going to, do something totally weird. And then another creature alien comes up and helps the beggar up, and the beggar shapeshifts into that person and says, "Thanks, this is much better."
We thought that meant like after
So much.
Reboot and everything, he was like, "Is Oliver really Oliver? He could be this like thing."
Mm-hmm.
And it's been 5 years. Like, how do we know that it didn't like
To be
infiltrate? Like, we thought so many things.
Kirkman did make fun of us pretty
He
hard
did.
Yes.
he did.
about this one here, but I still think that he had big plans, because I mean, it takes just for one little gag, I think is how he called it. Like, we take like a little gag of like a hobo and stuff like that, and break it apart. But like, I mean,
The problem is here is shape shifting is such a power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's such an ability that it's so. Oh man, it's
Kirkman-
tempting to not use it.
Kirkman said, he's like, this was just something to show how strange this planet is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, if you look at this panel, the alien that helped up the hobo, the look on his face when the hobo changes, he's surprised.
Shocked. Yeah.
Which means that this is not a normal thing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was. I believe Kirkman. I believe that it was just meant to be a fun
I
little
do too.
thing.
I do too.
But yeah, I think it felt like. I mean, it ended. It wasn't in the middle of a page. It ended a page with a shock. Like, oh, what is this? So yeah, we totally fell for it though. All right, and so them at the theater. I love the interactions with Haluma and Mark because they just hate each other, and it's hilarious. So yeah, they talk about how it's going to be sort of like a movie, but it's with lights and sound and vibrations, and it tells a story, and that Tara will love it. Meanwhile, Thrag is and his army of Thraxans and all of the children are taking a pit stop on a planet, and they're letting the children play outside and everything like that. And there's a
maybe they're Mantans.
Mantians. But
Mantians?
where did we come up with Thraxan then? They're definitely called Thraxans.
They're called.
have to be.
Where would we take that? It's not like we were given a planet named Thraxa and then we're like, oh, they're Thraxans, or we were given a name called Thraxans and then, but like,
I know.
we had to have been.
I know. It's okay.
Why don't you go back and look? Why don't you go to like the Invincible wiki and see like if someone named them?
I bet there is. So anyways, there's a spy watching Thrag and them. And then next up we see the aftermath of the show. It's actually, the show hasn't even gotten to the good part or something, I think they say. And Tara is absolutely miserable. And so everybody's upset that they're going to go home. Mark's saying he's not feeling too good after that either. And so they said it might be something to do with the vibration or something. This was something that I thought was a little interesting too. And it might have just been, just like the shapeshifter, not really a big deal. It was just to show how uncomfortable they are there. But was this a subtle nod to the fact that vibrations can bother Viltrumites?
I think it probably has to do with like the whole inner ear thing.
That's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it didn't bother Oliver, so that's the only thing that is kind of against that. So, I don't know, but I always thought it was something like that. Mark and Oliver are out on a patrol in their cool little coalition costumes or outfits, and they find an illegal Canslock farm. They break that up. There's a Rhinax that barges out and attacks them, and it's hilarious because it keeps yelling Rhinax. And Oliver, it busts out, says Rhinax. Oliver's like, where the hell did they get a Rhinax? And then it yells Rhinax. Mark's like, what is this thing? It says Rhinax. And then Oliver goes, it's a Rhinax. And it was just.
And then Margie was like, it's very funny.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
So when we were talking about Thraxan, and what they are, I looked it up and I just Googled Oliver Grayson. Basically, what is Oliver Grayson? Where is he from?
Mm-hmm.
And he's a Thraxan from Thraxa.
What?
He's a Thraxan from Thraxa.
I need to find it in the
He is a Thraxan Viltrumite hybrid
Yeah.
from the planet Thraxa.
Yeah. I need to find it in the book because I wonder if the person that put it on that wiki or whatever did the same thing we did, where he was called a Thraxan, so they just called the planet Thraxa.
Maybe he listens to our podcast.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it. I always think of this page. I don't always think of this page, but I always, whenever we talk about like how Eve just doesn't like Telescria, this page.
I love it.
Oh my gosh, it's just her coming out onto the balcony and enjoying the sun, and then this flying thing flies up next to her, starts like throwing up. It vomits this green blob, and then it turns out that that's the back half of the creature, and then the front half turns around, screams in her face, and then flies away, and she's just sitting there drenched in like spit, saying what in the, and then you see the stuff that it puked up, just acid eating through the floor. I hate this stupid planet.
It was such a funny page. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great gag. Oliver rips into Mark a little bit by joking, saying that they killed an endangered species. Mark falls for it. Some great banter between the two of them. They go up to Alan, and Alan updates them and says that that they've located Thrag and that Space Racer is intercepting with the team. We're hoping he remains undetected. And you turn the page, and the final page of this issue is Space Racer flying away from Thrag while all of his men are destroyed behind him.
So when we did our interview with Kirkman, this was like the highlight, one of my favorite parts of our interview, because this was one of the things that we brought up, and we were like, whatever happened with that? Like, he was never, Space Racer never came back. Like, he never got captured. What happened with that? And
he did come back though.
He was like, oh, this is what happened. And then he like created this long, drawn out like story, basically admitting that it was an abandoned story plot, which is hilarious.
He said there's actually two Space Racers that
Thrag ripped him in half.
Thrag ripped him in half. His bottom half grew a top half, and his top half grew a bottom half.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, so what is the way that Space Racer would have gotten out of this situation? He would have shot Thrag, right, with his gun and killed him. So the only thing that would have happened is Thrag is injured and got shot, which we know didn't happen, or Space Racer just got. How did he get away? It's
maybe
still to this day I don't believe it.
You know what? The only headcanon I can think of is that his bike is just able to travel incredibly fast. Like, his bike has to be faster than a Viltrumite can fly.
Thrag was able to not only catch up to him, but also wipe out his entire platoon.
Maybe he didn't get into his bike until...
TJ, was that a fart?
What?
That I just heard? Did you just
fart?
fart?
I'm moving my cup.
Okay.
Oh, I'd tell you. Then again, I wouldn't be able to claim it, really, because you can't really... do anything to you.
Yeah. So, man, this issue 122, we've got the Mantia thing, we've got the prophecy of another, we've got the clone guy, we've got the why was Terra crying, was it the vibration thing, and we've got the Thrag Space Racer thing at the end. There was just a lot in this issue that we just couldn't figure out. So, yeah. All right.
To the next one.
123. 123. Let's see. This one is... I remember Skybound was doing the animated covers for this one too, and it looked really cool. So obviously, Alan asked Mark to go help find Thrag, and it starts with Mark asking her. Mark asking Eve. Eve says that she's miserable here. She's losing her mind. She's stuck. She loves Terra, but she's stuck with a baby basically, and can't get out, can't explore, can't do anything. And so Mark says, I'll take her for the day. You go out, have fun, do what you want to do. And he says, go buy some crazy alien clothes or something. And, he says they're not leaving till later, so go on. And she immediately just goes. And
when she goes and flies, I like the shot of her like leg.
Yes, yeah.
You get a good shot of her like robot leg.
Yep, it is an awesome panel of her. And this was awesome because it's Daddy Daughter Day, and these 2 pages are, God, these 2. It would be really cool to own these 2 pages, have them side by side. So we got exactly what Eve did throughout the day. I do like the Back to the Future reference, or Back to the Future 2. The 4th panel, it looks like Marty on the hoverboard running from a cop.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely the pink hoverboard for sure.
Yeah. I like how she goes around. She sees she's looking at jewelry. She's buying clothes. Does she buy clothes? Wait, or does she just make them?
I think she makes them.
You know what? I guess she would.
I mean, she clearly buys stuff. So, but maybe she's more ethical than that. She's not like Shapesmith.
Yeah, that's a good point. Where he just stole Art's design.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And I like how each one of these ends. It ends with her coming back home at the end of the day and says, "How was your day?" And then we see what Mark did. And it's a lot of him changing diapers, playing with Tara, and her, reading her comics, her destroying his comics, him goofing off, changing diapers, and so on. Mm-hmm. And it ends with him saying, "Pretty great. Yours? Also great." It's such a great, 2 pages. Love it.
Pretty great.
Pretty great. Also pretty great. Let's see. They go to bed. What is?
That's before they go off. Like he goes off with the coalition, and she wants to snuggle.
Yeah, she decides
before you go away.
She decides that she wants to stay on Telescria and make it work. And then the next night or later that night or early in the morning, they all head out. Mark says bye to Tara. Says goodbye. Love you both. And there's a great panel of them all hugging together for the last time for a long time. And I like Oliver saying, "You walk too much." So yeah, Oliver's not being serious enough about this fight with Thrag. We get a moment with Alan and Eve. Alan saying that he's there for her. You okay, Bill?
Yeah, the iPad just toppled over, so I'll hold it now. Oh jeez.
Oh jeez. Great splash page of the coalition ships all flying away.
Now they're going to planet Mantia, right?
No, they're going to the planet that they stopped at.
It's Thraxa, by the way, for future reference. We're not going to let that fucking bitch change the name of the planet.
You know what? I guess you're right.
I like the name Mantia.
No, she is stupid, and she was wrong. You're right. Just because she said it in the comic doesn't mean it's right. It means that she's stupid.
I don't know. I'm on the side of Elia. Sorry. I want proof that it's Thraxia and they're not Thraxans from the planet Mantia.
It's Thraxa.
All right. Great scene with Oliver and Mark talking about how concerned Mark is for him and how they're concerned that there's going to be an army of Olivers, essentially. They get to the planet looking for the spy. The spy says he didn't find him. They don't know which way. He doesn't know which way they went. He's a terrible spy. They're searching throughout the whole planet. And, Mark and Oliver are talking through their headsets. And Mark found a cave system, and it goes deep down into the ground. And Oliver's talking to a local, and he's telling Mark, he's like, hey, don't, the locals are saying don't go down there, stop. And then Mark tries to fly out of it, and he loses reception. He can't hear Oliver anymore, and Mark is suddenly being pulled down. He says, "Oliver, if you can hear me, something is pulling me down. I don't know what it is. I'm speeding up. How far down does this go?" And he hits the bottom, and there it is. spaghetti monster.
The blue spaghetti monster in all its glory.
Yep.
So Mark touches it and he says, I know this is going to be a bad idea. And he appears on the toilet with Debbie knocking on the door from the first issue.
Yep.
Yep.
And so Mark has been thrown back in time. Did the spaghetti monster pull him down?
Yeah.
I think it just shined like really bright, and then he just appeared.
He says something is pulling me down.
Yeah, he says, am I getting faster?
Yeah.
Like it felt like something was pulling him down.
Yeah. So, Reboot. Do you guys remember what you thought of this when it was announced?
I remember really liking it. That's all I kind of remember, but I also remember thinking,
Did you guys?
this is right around when we started the podcast, isn't it?
Not quite.
No.
We might have been talking about wanting to do it because this was 2 months before actually doing it.
Yep.
So we might have had the idea, but we didn't start it yet. I remember, the conversation of, is this actually a reboot or is this just for fun? And I mean, it was always reboot ? So I never thought that it was going to stick.
I didn't either. Well, I remember,
the continuity of it, like if it's going to be just a new beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember talking about it, and I remember we all had reasons on why we thought it could be, but like we also brought up the fact of like the death of everyone, and it didn't end up being what we wanted it to be. Like that's what Kirkman does. That's what this book does. It always makes you think that they're doing something with the book that they're not actually doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it starts off, and it's he goes through the same motions of issue 1. Omni-Man is fighting Mr. Liu on the TV. He goes to school, runs into Eve. Would you go to school if this was you and
Hands
you woke up
1,000 times? Yes,
really?
1,000. I would absolutely go.
If you woke up tomorrow and
knowing what I know now,
no, you have your full knowledge of who you are now, Bill, of who Liz is, and you woke up and it was and you had to go to 7th grade class. You woke up in your bed at your parents' house. Would you not tell anybody? Would you just be like, I guess I gotta go to school?
If I had to go to, I mean, what would you do though? Like Mark's being really smart about it. He's just kind of continuing his life because he's like, I don't know.
Wait, it's not. I mean, he's not going to school. He's at school, but he's at school for a reason. First, he tells Eve, "I need your help." He's going to get Eve.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, okay, I could see that. Sorry, you're right. Good call, TJ.
He just knows that she's there.
Yeah. Okay, good call. Man, even like the cameos of people, like there's that Superman. A lot of these references are exactly the same. So yeah, he goes up to Eve. She's like totally weirded out by him because he knows her name and a lot of stuff about her. And he's confiding in her, saying, "I'm really scared. I need your help. I need you to take me to the team base so we can talk about this." And so he doesn't have his powers yet, but she, puts the bubble around him and flies him there. One of my favorite Rexplode panels. He looks so awesome.
He does look awesome. The collar, the neck, like his costume looks
the way
sick.
he's popping out of the panel.
Even if you're not like a diehard fan of him, like I am, you're still happy to see him. Like it's Rexplode. He's back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just cool.
Everyone looks good in Reboot. Like, I mean, Robot looks awesome. Like you're getting to see these old costumes again, and it's really cool. So yeah, I love how Rex is totally against him, saying, like, "Who the hell is this jerk?" And I love how he proves that he's from the future by talking about, like, I know how you guys live together, how Eve found you when you were homeless. You hid in her bedroom. And Rex is like, did the government send you? So Rex even yelling at Eve, saying, who did you talk to? I don't, Robot and Duplicate show up. And Rex is saying, like, he's trying to convince us, and Mark's like, you're not even a robot. You were born deformed in a lab across town. This is just a construct. Your name is Rudy. And Rex is, wow, swing for the fences, why don't you? And so
And we're just like, no, actually, that's true, and nobody else could have known that unless they were from the future.
Mm-hmm. They arrest Mr. Hines, the teacher that was turning the students into bombs, and that kind of just solidifies it that they all believe him, and they're like, okay, now what? Mark says that this all feels weird, but he wishes there was a way that he could know that this is real by you saying something that I don't know, but my knowledge of the future will confirm.
Yeah.
Which is So basically, Rex says that I am worried I'm going to do something because I don't.
Robot, not Rex.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Rex. Shit. Did it again. Robot says that he's worried he's going to do something because his lack of humanity and that it's going to cloud his judgment. And that does it for Mark. And he's like, I can't tell you what it is. I just got to go. My parents are going to be worried about me. And Robot says one more thing. You need to be careful. Don't do anything. Save what lives you can, but just don't do too much because you can make things worse. In a really awesome panel of Robot. How creepy he looks.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope...
head cocked to the side and stuff.
I hope the animated series captures that skull face look.
But, I feel like they still kind of, mulled over... because Robot said, if I do anything in the future, whatever, I'm nervous about it. And then Mark kind of gives a look, and Robot immediately goes, what? What do I do? You have to tell me.
Yeah.
And Mark doesn't tell him. Why?
Yeah.
Because Mark is not afraid of changing the future. He's saving people that should that need to get saved. Why wouldn't he tell Robot, dude, he doesn't even have to tell him the whole thing or what he does. All he needs to say is, hey, fucking don't go to this other dimension.
Yeah, but I also think that he doesn't want to necessarily have that happen with Robot. He doesn't want to be like, hey, yeah, you take over the world and you're that powerful and that smart, because that would just entice him to do it. You know what I mean? It would. But
he only got that way because he lived for 900 years in another dimension.
Clearly not, because this is him saying that there's a part of him that he doesn't.
He has that within him for sure.
Yeah, but it took 900 years for that to come out of him.
700 years.
Either way.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting though. I like Mark getting his powers. He's like, no, I should have my powers by now. So yeah, I'm good. He flies home. They have the same conversation at the dinner table with his parents, talking about how their day was. Mark, Debbie asks how it was. He says, nothing exciting, the usual. And she says, that's nice. Can you pass the potatoes? So
but normally he says,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Normally he says, I got my powers today.
Yeah. So it's the exact same reply regardless, which is just so cool that that is something that Kirkman wrote that many years ago to make it so nonchalant to show us how unimportant it was to her. And then there we have it. We have her literally proving it by saying, yeah. So great. So Mark flies out into space or into the sky, says, I'm ready for this to be over now. He's screaming. He's really upset. Just talking to no one, and flies back home. And then we get a nice little montage of, him getting his suit from Art, him punching Titan, them stopping the Maulers, them stopping D.A. Sinclair, getting all this stuff done before the bad things actually happen. And again, upset.
I like how he's stopping D.A. Sinclair, and he says, my work is too important. You can't stop me now. And Invincible says, don't worry. You'll get a second chance.
Mm-hmm. We see them fighting the Flaxons. And Omni-Man shows up, which, if you remember, he fought them without Mark, right?
Yeah, and then went into the dimension and came back with the big long beard.
Mark was there, though. They did, they flew there together, but he got pulled in.
Right.
And he yelled, Dad. But yes, he did get pulled in and everything. So yeah, he says, we'll talk about this at home. They talk about it over the dishes because there's, Mark saying, hey, or Nolan saying, hey, why didn't you tell me? We talked about this. You say I got my powers. So he says he wants to go up in the sky to talk. They go up there, and Nolan's like, okay, so what's going on? And Mark's like, do you love me? He says, why would you ask me that question? He's like, really, think about it, and ask me, or answer, do you love me and Mom?
Do you love me and Mom? And he like struggles with it, and then he looks and he goes, yes, I do. Of course I do. I truly love you and your mother, and deeply. You're both very, very important to me. And then Invincible puts his hand on Omni-Man's shoulder and says, then listen to me, okay? Please, Dad, please don't try to conquer the planet. Mm-hmm. And then...
one of the best scenes ever were these last two panels. Him clenching his fist.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Omni-Man, so good. Ryan, TJ, you have this?
I have this page, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Last page of the issue.
Remember that wait? That month or month and a half or whatever it was? Like, are they going to fight? Are they going to do it? You know?
Yeah.
Issue 125. And again, it's worth calling out the connecting covers, which are gorgeous, which are also behind TJ's head. Not awesome poster. So yeah, Mark says, let me tell you what happens next. First, you know that I have powers and that you can create offspring, so you try to take over the planet, you kill the Guardians, blah, 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 blah. And I refuse.
He unveils his entire plan.
Yeah, he goes through the whole thing, and it's great. And he ends it saying, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't want to fight you again. I really don't want to. And he gets punched. And
I think that plays a big part later on, too, is that he tells him, like, we fight, you beat me, but you don't kill me. You go away, and then you later regret it and then reform.
Yep.
Which plays a big part later.
Nolan's saying you can't defy the Viltrum Empire. And he's like, right now, I'm defying you. He's telling him he knows the future. That he knows what's going to happen. Nolan just refuses to believe that he's a traitor. They fight. They zigzag around all the buildings. I like how Mark is trying to avoid damage, trying to save lives this time. He knows what could happen. He's trying not to create Powerplex. He's being more cautious, avoiding populated areas, and he flies straight for the Guardians of the Globe base in Utah. And they crash land into it, and there's this great splash page of the immortal Martian man and War Woman looking in on them fighting, and then we get to actually see them in action. They help Mark subdue Omni-Man, but of course we get the callback to the feeling was mutual, with Omni-Man punching through the immortal.
Viltrumite punch.
I love on this page after that where Omni-Man like knocks Mark's lights out essentially, and he punches him, and the next small panel is just it goes black and blue, and then there's that long panel with Mark just saying, but you do, and it just looks like it just looks like this, like the scene goes dark. And the coloring on that is awesome. In comes Red Rush. And Darkwing. And Green Ghost. And it's just a really fun scene of them all fighting together. They stop Omni-Man, they tie him up, and they bring in Cecil. And then, of course, at the very end, Aquarius shows up. Hey guys, I came as fast as I could. So Mark talks with Cecil, and talks about how, which by the way, Cecil showed up with Reaniman, and Mark mentions that to him, like, hey, I knew it wouldn't take you long to put D.A. Sinclair to work, and he convinces Cecil that he's from the future and that he knows how useful someone from the future would be to him. So Mark goes to see Omni-Man, who's locked up, encased in some, this contraption that can hold him back. And Mark goes to talk to him, and Nolan says, everything you said was right. You were right. Every time you were right, it just made me angrier, and I lost control. I've done horrible things. I know I would have done horrible things. I would have killed my friends, and this planet has changed me, and I want to thank you for that. And that's how that issue ends. So yeah. All right, 126. This is a big deal issue because this one, actually, I'll get to it after, because it might come up at the end of this issue. So anyways, issue 126. This is the final issue that we're going to talk about. This is the last issue of Reboot, and another great open. It's just Mark talking to Alan on the moon, and Alan saying, "This is crazy. It's a lot to take in. I almost can't believe it." And Mark says, "What's so hard to believe? This is Earth, not Urath." And then he goes on to say everything else that's happened. Like, there is a Viltrumite that defected. I'm his son, blah, blah, blah. We're going to help you and fight the Viltrum Empire. But it would have been really funny if that was all he said, like, that he couldn't believe. And, like, it was just that.
And they kept it going for a little bit.
Like, he hadn't even told him the rest of the stuff yet, the really hard to believe stuff. So, yeah. He takes him to meet Nolan. Nolan and Alan then leave to go to the Coalition. He says goodbye to Debbie. He says, "I love you" to Debbie, and Debbie says, "You say that like you've never said it before." And they leave, and Mark goes on payroll with Cecil, and then we get another great montage of him fighting all these villains. So obviously we got him fighting
before. These are all things that happened before they happened, though.
Yes.
The Lizard League attacking. I think was that supposed to be when Rex got shot?
Might have been, yeah. The timeline doesn't. I don't know if it quite adds up, but it's close.
Like them going and stopping Doc Seismic, like he doesn't even get out of his car
at
all
Mount
the way.
Rushmore.
Yep.
And then the obviously the Flaxons again. Which did Robot go into the Flaxon dimension the first time or the second time? Or the second time or the third time?
It definitely wasn't this time.
Okay. Thought it might have been, but yeah, maybe it was the third time. An interesting, isn't it? Who catches? No, so Mark catches Eve when she gets knocked out of the sky, and sets her down, and then Rex says, "Careful, that's my girl." What happened in the original? Because this was a twist. I think it was Eve catching Rex or something like that.
Was it?
Yeah, or there's something along those lines. I have to look, but anyways, it was a swap. It was one of those.
Or Rex catching Eve and then Invincible saying something. Because were they together yet? No, they definitely weren't together.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'll look, but the next page is when he starts breaking down and everything like that in front of or at home with the spaghetti monster. Let's see. I grabbed volume 4 thinking it was in this one, and it is not, so never mind. I'll look after. So yeah, this was the big conversation. The spaghetti monster says, but you've saved so many. And he says, "Do you not realize how many lives you've saved? The death and misery that you've undone. Why are you not pleased?" And Mark says, "My life is worse. This sucks." He said, and the spaghetti monster says, your changes have ripple effects. Something you did prevented Eve from catching Rex and Kate together, but we read you. We know you, Mark Grayson. You would not trade those who died simply to maintain your relationship." And Mark says, "You're right." And he says that you have the choice to stay here in this very real world and save countless lives, or you can go back. But the world is gone, and this path cannot be forced on you. This is why we gave you a taste of what can be, the good that can be done. And Mark says, "No, I have a daughter. I have to go back. I can't do this. So no, if I have to choose, I'm saying no." And it says, "This was not foreseen. You are pure. You are selfless. How can you turn this down?" And Mark's just saying, this wouldn't, I can't, we can, even I might have a kid, but it wouldn't be Tara. I can't do this. And the monster says, how could we have foreseen this? You were our last hope. And Mark says, the last hope for what? You haven't told me anything. Not what you are, what you're trying to do. This is ridiculous. And they say, we would be unable to explain to you what we are trying, what we are and what we are trying to prevent in a way you could comprehend. And Mark says, that's really convenient. So that's it. It says, is there anything we could say to make you reconsider? Mark says, no. And it says, then you have doomed this world. You are a disgrace.
This is the thing that bothered us the most awaiting the ending. Mm-hmm. We talked about this non-stop, waiting for the end.
Yeah.
When is the spaghetti monster going to come back? How is it? Like, what are the consequences to that choice that he made? He didn't really have any. And this is the one thing that, that Kirkman made fun of us the most. Like, it wasn't intended to be. He's like, as soon as we brought it up, he was like, yeah, you guys talk about this so much.
Well,
but it wasn't intended to be what we thought.
You know what? King Immortal, the Guardians from the future that come back to save Mark after the fight with Angstrom. Like, there are so many things that Kirkman does that, plants these seeds. So we were just reading into this the same way we had read into all of those other things. Every little thing that King Immortal said, that came true, it made sense. So
yeah, that don't look back though.
We had just assumed that this would be something like that, I think.
Yep.
So, I guess we can look back and see that it doesn't need to mean anything else, and that's just what it was. It was more about a character device, and it was also meant to, skip time, right? So Mark says, I can live with that, and he's back in his timeline. He flies out there, and the coalition ships are all destroyed and dilapidated or whatever. And he flies to Telescria, lands on the balcony where Eve is standing, and he says, "It's me. I got. It's hard to explain, but." And Eve's like, "You're back. You're really here." And he says, "I'm sorry. I promise this wouldn't happen anymore. I know. There's these creatures. They pulled me back in time. It was crazy. I lived in the back. You were with Rex. It was weird." And she's like, "You were in the past? That's where you were?" He says, "Yeah, they did this thing. I did something terrible, but I couldn't have done what they wanted." And she says, "Are you okay?" And he says, "No, I'm really not. Where's Tara? I need to see her. I need to hold her." And Eve says, "She's inside, but Mark..." And Mark says, Tara?" And you see
he turns
him
around.
Now you see these panels, and he smirks, and he's like really happy in this first panel, and then it hits him, like he's happy to see her, and he knows it's her, and then it hits him. You know what I mean? Like how much he's missed, how old she is, and he says, "Oh God," as tears start pouring down his face. And then you've got grown-up Tara asking, "Are you my daddy?" Yep.
I remember thinking when reading this
too.
that it was one of the craziest parts. Like none of us saw it coming.
Yeah. So
we've
talked about this in the past.
It was like Rick getting his hand chopped off in The Walking Dead. Yes. Like it was just like that. It was like, holy fuck.
Yep. I know we've mentioned this in the past, and maybe I'll play something next episode, just because here we are. I guess it would make more sense to play it right now, but maybe I'll play it next episode. But this was our first ever episode that we recorded of the podcast, was that issue. Because was that issue that we just read. Yeah. So what happened was we all decided that we were going to read 127 and not talk about it. And then we were going to come over to my place and we were going to record the episode. So
the one that we never recorded, the one that we never
released,
aired.
Yeah. So we all got, we all read it, and at the end of this issue, you see that, and she says, "Are you my daddy?" And then you turn the page and it says, "See you in April," which was 4 months later. And so we all sit down, I press record, and we're like, fuck. And it's like, all right, well, this is a practice episode. And so we talked about it, and, you know, I don't even remember what it was like. I'm sure it was awful, but we talked about the issue, what we thought about it. So we have our impressions somewhere of what we actually thought of this issue without knowing anything about the end of the series or what was happening next or anything. And we ended up not releasing it just because we said that was a practice one. We'll come back in 4 months, and that'll be our first episode with the return of the series.
We have been doing this for 4 years now, this podcast, and we have just now, as the three of us, reviewed the entire series.
That's right. So that's
as of this episode.
This marks the first time that all three of us have talked about every single issue.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, because this is where it started.
Yeah. So there we go.
And wasn't our friend Matt Black on that first episode too?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, that'd be fun to release and just parts of it.
He was in the room, but he didn't talk much until something come up.
That's true.
Yeah, but until something would come up, and then he would say something and be like, "I'm not here though." But yeah, maybe I'll see if I can find it, and maybe I'll play some of it next episode. But that does it for the reread. Only 3 more remain. Next up, we've got Corey Walker's arc of 6 issues, followed by The End of All Things, Part 1 and Part 2. That is it. It's crazy.
Wow.
All right, before we wrap this up, did you guys watch any TV shows, movies, read any cool comics, play any video games in the last month?
We watched all of Avatar, like all of it.
I watched like 3 episodes. I started and I just haven't gotten a chance to keep going.
And then, dudes, Amazon CBS All Access has the first 2 seasons of Korra, so we also watched that. Holy fuck. Like, Korra holds up so well. TJ, you and me talked about this a little bit, but it is incredible how adult that show is.
Yeah.
Like, Legend of Korra is an adult animated TV show. Like, hands down, everything it deals with, like, terrorism and, like, these like, it's just crazy. And the action in Korra is unreal. Like, it's so much better than The Last Airbender, and I know I'm probably going to get some shit for that, but that doesn't mean that it's better. It just means the action's better choreographed. Yeah.
Do you ever think about Omni-Man when you hear Tenzin talk?
The whole time. And then the very first Avatar, his name was Wan, and he was played by Steven Yeun.
Was he really? Oh shit, you're right, he was.
Yeah, and I was like, Liz, how crazy is it that Tenzin is Nolan and Wan is fucking Mark? I'm like, they've been in the same animated show already together.
And Mae Whitman is Katara, and she is going to be in it too.
Mark Hamill
is Ozai.
Oh my god,
dude!
They've all been in Airbender. That's so funny. And Korra.
That's awesome. Yep, they got a crazy cast.
I finished the first 2 books, and I've started the 3rd book of the Expanse series. Okay. That Wyatt Layne told us to read. And it's very good. Still, he actually, while we were recording this episode, he Twitter messaged me that he just finished Day by Day Armageddon.
Oh, nice. Did he give any quick impressions at all?
If you want, I can just read what he said.
Sure.
It's not anything.
As long as there's no spoilers.
Crazy. No. He said, just finished Day by Day Armageddon. Really enjoyed it. Those last chapters were intense outside the bunker. The journal style was a really unique way to tell the story too, especially since there's a lot of zombie stories out there now. Thanks for recommending it. I think I remember on the podcast, it seemed like you guys had mixed feelings on the sequels, though. Are they worth checking out? I said the second one is absolutely worth reading, but the third one is fucking garbage. Like,
I remember the second one just being okay.
The second one was still good. Like, the second one was still really, really, really good, but it didn't touch the first one.
So for anybody that doesn't know, what's really unique about that book, Day by Day Armageddon, is it's a zombie story, but it's told in journal format. So something might happen where one entry will be like, blah, 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 blah. I'm going out tonight to try and find more batteries or something. And then you'll get to the next entry, which is, I can't stop the bleeding. I just barely made it back. This is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, it's
so awesome. Or some entries just end abruptly because he gets interrupted, and then he'll and and then it's a flashback, so it's always a flashback of what had just happened. It's really cool. You don't think that it would work in that form, but J.L. Bourne, the author, he does a really, really good job of, at least in the first book, and the second one.
I thought the second and third were bote just garbage. I was so disappointed with the second book. That's why, like,
You have to read it again, man.
When I tell people to read it, oh my god, Day by Day Armageddon is probably the book that I've read the most ever in my life. That and The Road are the two books I've read the most. When I tell people to read it, I tell them just stop after the first book, because the second book takes away from the first book. Like, I don't know, it's just enjoy the first book for what it is, because it's perfect.
Yeah.
But then the second book is like, I don't know, it's just, the ending, Bill, come on, really? Oh.
Yeah, it's just the ending.
It's not good. But
I finally watched The Shining. I know you guys have been wanting to watch Doctor Sleep, so we'll hopefully watch that soon. What else? I watched some of Dave. Only the first 2 episodes, I want to say. Yeah.
And?
Oh, it was good. It's fun. But it was one of those things where I watched the first 2 episodes like right away, and then I got busy and I haven't watched it, and that was like a week and a half ago. So I really got to get back into it, but I liked it.
I couldn't stop watching Dave.
I watched
Did you watch it? And?
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
You know what it did for me? It was the entourage. Like it had the entourage kind of feel to it. Where, like,
it did.
Like I had to keep digesting it. Like I had to keep eating it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like Ozark or Breaking Bad. Like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? It was just like I need to keep watching this. Like it felt like Entourage to me.
Yeah. I liked it.
I think I don't know if I talked about it on this show, but I talked about it on Oblivion Song. Did I talk about watching Harley Quinn?
Yeah. You watched the entire thing, right?
Yeah, I'm all caught up on season 2 now too, and it is very good. Like it is a good rated R, superhero, show.
I also watched that.
Did you? What'd you think?
Yeah, I only watched the first season though.
Yeah, no,
and
that's fine.
it's like it is very good. Like it has childish elements to it because it's still a cartoon.
Yeah,
but
dude, Poison Ivy is Kite Man. Oh my god, dude.
Fucking Bane is the best thing in the show.
Yes.
Hands down.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin anything, because I will watch it.
One thing I'll say
is so funny.
Is how they portray the superheroes as being like nerds and being like dumb, like being kind of like assholes and cocky like dicks is genius, because you want to see it from Harley's perspective.
Yep. And
that's how like the superheroes like react, like they're like full of themselves or they're nerdy or whatever. Like, I gotta tell you this one part though. It's literally I think in the first or second episode, but like they're at like a banquet and Joker sits next to Bane, and Joker's like, this fish is terrible. What did you get? And he goes, oh, I got the chicken. And he goes, oh yeah, your chicken looks good. And then Joker steals Bane's chicken and he's eating that. And then Bane goes, okay, I guess I'll eat your fish then. And then Joker goes, no, I'm going to eat that too. And then Bane goes, well, what are we doing? Bane is the best thing about it. Yeah, Commissioner Gordon is fucking perfect in it. It is very funny. It is a very good show.
It's very smart.
Back to Dave. Dave is that show that I would not have expected to like. I don't think any of us would have watched it. But, I mean, kind of funny that we listened to. They were raving about it, so that's why I gave it a shot. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, it is surprising. And I think Entourage is a good good thing to that. But that's really all I wanted to talk about.
See, I don't know if I talked about it, but how I said, like, Dave is Entourage. Like, it's very fun, lighthearted, easy to watch. There are moments in it that are like, raise your hand up in the air, like, yes, you know what I mean? But it also
the first episode that ends with that rap was awesome.
Oh, dude, yeah. But it also has moments in it that, like, if you're sensitive to certain things, you'll cry. Like, it was unreal. TJ, do you know what part I'm talking about? Like, do you know what episode I'm talking about? It was so fucking unreal. Like, how this show that is just ridiculous. It's about this rapper called Lil Dicky, and And
just
it's
dick
an
jokes.
episode that's not even focused on him. Like it's about his kind of like his crew.
Yeah.
And it is so good, man. It like so much heart, so well written, so well acted. It's crazy. Crazy.
It's
Watch
good.
Dave.
It's good.
I read my first manga on Comixology.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Really?
Ugh?
It's just hard. Like it's just hard
It was,
to.
no, it totally was because reading right to left, especially in comic book form, because the panels zigzag in the reverse order as opposed. Anyways, it's super nerdy. It's actually about wine, and it's got incredible reviews, and it's kind of like it's got a huge following, but it's really cool. It's called Drops of God, but that was neat. I've also read Robert Kirkman actually talked about it on Twitter because he recommended this comic because someone had posted some pages from it. It's called Drifter. Have you guys seen that?
Oh yeah, I saw. I think I saw his tweet.
Did he say something? Did he say something about it?
He just said, he retweeted the artist or the writer that was talking about. I think it was the artist, maybe. Yeah, I think it was the artist. And they were talking, and it was just some panels some pages from the comic, and it looked stunning. And I was really into it. And Kirkman said to check it out, so I gave it a shot and read the first trade of that Drifter. It's on Comixology. Written by Ivan Brandon, and art was Nick Klein. But it was really, really good. Bill, it's definitely your kind of sci-fi. Like it's really
Drifter?
Yeah. It's really cool.
I'll buy it right
now.
now.
And TJ, the art is like, it's like Jeff Lemire meets Lorenzo. Like it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of that painty kind of watercolor, but with like really intense colors. But also like the way he draws people and everything like that is very Lorenzo. That's just what I can kind of compare.
It's Image, right? You said?
Yeah, I think so.
Image?
Yeah. Other than that, been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. I might be almost.
What are your thoughts?
Might be almost halfway. I absolutely love it. I'm blown away by it. It is so good. It's gorgeous. The combat's a ton of fun. I love just controlling, like it is that hack and slash kind of feel, but then just being able to just stop time, and then all of a sudden it's a real-time strategy, RPG, where it's like, okay, I'm going to have this person do this, and then I cycle over to my next party member while time is still frozen. I'm having them do this while I queue up this summon, and then and then I unfreeze time, and everything just happens, and it's just really, really well made. I can't help but think about how this is only part of a game, though, while I'm playing it. And from what I've heard, it is a very satisfying ending, though, but I know that I'm just going to be wishing that it's not going to take years for the next one to come out. But yeah,
it will be probably.
I know. But it is great, Bill. I really wish you give it a try. I know you tried the demo, but I thought it was a lot of fun. So yeah, did you look at Drifter?
Is this it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just bought the first volume. The first volume's $8.
Yeah. Did you see any of the artwork style, like the?
I literally have seen nothing of this. Like,
cool.
I literally.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
I think that does it. Anything else, guys?
Nope, that's it.
Cool.
I'm done.
Right now, you're probably hearing the beginnings of our outro song this week. It is by our friend that we've already mentioned, Wyatt Layne, an Invincible fan and supporter of us. That he does his own music. You can check him out on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Apple Play, all that, or Apple Music. This song is called The Next Step. And remember, we are the Invincible Podcast. You can find us every month, first Friday of every month. You can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. And that, I think, does it. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We hope to hear from you guys, and we'll see you next month. So, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
What are you drinking, TJ? Like, we're drinking from cans and TJ pulls up like a coconut. You are from a coconut, aren't you?
Oh, it's a
Pull it up higher because I have something blocking my camera. Oh, all right. What are you? Is that
How funny would it have been if you just pulled up half a coconut?
Is it a mojito? Did you drop your coconut, TJ? Oh, he dropped his coconut. Coconut.